Welcome back to Shattered Trust Stories, where we explore the untold stories of relationships, heartbreaks, and the unexpected twists of life. The day Claire found out her husband was cheating on her was the day her entire world shattered. For 10 years, she had been the devoted wife, the one who sacrificed, who supported, who believed in love and loyalty. But that one message, a simple, careless text left on his phone, changed everything. It was a Saturday morning when she saw it. Jack, her husband, had gone for a run, leaving his phone on the kitchen counter. Claire wasn't one to snoop, but when it buzzed with a notification, she glanced at it out of habit. "Last night was amazing. Can't wait to see you again." Her heart stopped. The name on the screen wasn't one she recognized. It wasn't a coworker, a friend, or anyone she'd ever heard him mention. Her hands trembled as she picked up the phone. The message was from someone named Mia. Claire's mind raced. She could feel the blood rushing to her ears as a wave of nausea washed over her. But instead of breaking down, she did something she hadn't expected. She took a deep breath and put the phone back where she'd found it. That moment marked the beginning of a plan. A plan that would take weeks to unfold, but one that she knew would leave Jack reeling. She started by gathering evidence. Over the next few days, Claire kept a close eye on Jack's behavior. She noticed the little things she'd ignored before, the extra time he spent working late, the way he always kept his phone close to him, the sudden attention he paid to his appearance. She quietly installed a tracking app on his phone and began piecing together his movements. Sure enough, there were gaps in his day that couldn't be explained by work or errands. She also accessed his email, where she found hotel reservations and receipts for expensive dinners she hadn't attended. But Claire didn't confront him, not yet. She needed more. One evening, she told Jack she was going to visit her sister for the weekend. It was a lie, of course. Instead, she followed him. With her phone in hand, she tailed him to a boutique hotel on the edge of town. From the safety of her car, she watched as he walked in, arm in arm with a woman who could only be Mia. She took pictures. Claire's heart ached, but she refused to let it consume her. If Jack wanted to betray her, she would make sure he paid the price. The next step was securing her future. Claire met with a divorce attorney, laying out everything she had discovered. The lawyer was impressed by her calm demeanor and thorough preparation. Together, they crafted a strategy that would ensure Claire came out of the divorce with everything she deserved, and more. But Claire wasn't done. She wanted Jack to feel the weight of his betrayal. She began to subtly change her behavior at home. She became more attentive, more affectionate, playing the role of the perfect wife. She knew Jack was oblivious, caught up in his affair and believing she was none the wiser. Then came the moment Claire had been waiting for. It was Jack's birthday, and Claire had planned a big party, inviting friends, family, and even some of Jack's coworkers. She spared no expense, making sure everything was perfect. As the party reached its peak, Claire took the microphone to make a toast. She smiled at Jack, her eyes glinting with a mix of love and something darker. "Jack," she began, "I've loved you for 10 wonderful years. You've been my partner, my rock, and my everything. So tonight, I wanted to give you something special." She gestured toward the large TV mounted on the wall. The guests murmured in excitement, assuming it was a video montage or a sweet surprise. But when the screen lit up, it wasn't a montage of happy memories. It was a slideshow of Jack's texts to Mia, the hotel receipts, and pictures of him with his mistress. The room fell silent. Gasps echoed as the truth unfolded in front of everyone. Jack's face turned pale, his jaw slack as he realized what was happening. Claire kept speaking, her voice steady and calm. "I wanted everyone to see the man I've been married to. The man who promised to love and cherish me, but couldn't keep his promises." The room erupted. Jack stammered, trying to defend himself, but it was no use. The evidence was undeniable. That night, Claire kicked Jack out of the house. She filed for divorce the next day, armed with enough evidence to ensure he couldn't contest it. In the end, Claire walked away with the house, the savings, and her dignity intact. Jack, on the other hand, lost everything: his reputation, his friends, and his sense of control. Claire didn't just survive his betrayal, she thrived. She rebuilt her life, finding strength and confidence she didn't know she had. And as for Jack, well, he became a cautionary tale, a reminder that betrayal always comes with consequences. This is the story of how one woman turned heartbreak into power, proving that revenge isn't just about getting even, it's about reclaiming your life. As the divorce proceedings began, Jack tried to salvage his reputation, but the damage had already been done. His co-workers, many of whom had attended the party, distanced themselves from him. The whispers at the office became impossible to ignore, and before long, his boss called him in for a private meeting. "Jack, this kind of attention is bad for the company," his boss said, his tone firm. "We value professionalism here, and unfortunately, your personal life has become too much of a liability." Jack left that meeting with his career in tatters, adding yet another loss to the growing pile. Meanwhile, Claire didn't stop with the divorce. She wanted a fresh start, but she also wanted to ensure that Jack couldn't manipulate the narrative. She began documenting her journey, writing about her experiences anonymously on a popular blog. Her raw honesty and resilience struck a chord with readers, especially other women who had been betrayed. Soon, her blog gained traction. Readers flooded her inbox with messages of support, sharing their own stories and thanking her for giving them the courage to stand up for themselves. Claire decided to take it a step further and launched a support group for those dealing with infidelity and betrayal. Through her group, Claire met others who had faced similar struggles, and they became her second family. Together, they organized workshops, wrote articles, and even created a podcast that quickly became a hit. Her journey from heartbreak to empowerment inspired countless listeners, and Claire realized that what had once been her greatest pain had now become her purpose. Jack, on the other hand, struggled to rebuild his life. Mia, the woman he had risked everything for, didn't stick around for long. Once the money and stability were gone, so was she. Alone and humiliated, Jack was forced to confront the consequences of his actions. One day, while Claire was out grocery shopping, she ran into Jack. He looked haggard, a shadow of the confident man she had once loved. "Claire," he said, his voice hesitant. "Can we talk?" She stared at him for a moment, debating whether to engage. Finally, she nodded. "Make it quick. I want to say I'm sorry. For everything," he said, his eyes downcast. "I didn't realize what I had until I lost it." Claire felt a pang of something, pity, perhaps, but she quickly pushed it aside. "Jack, you made your choices. And I made mine. I've moved on." With that, she walked away, leaving him standing there, a man lost in his regrets. As the years passed, Claire's life flourished. She published a book based on her experiences, which became a bestseller. Her support group turned into a nationwide movement, empowering thousands of people to reclaim their lives after betrayal. She eventually found love again, but this time, it was different. Her new partner, Mark, was kind, supportive, and unwaveringly honest. He admired Claire for her strength and independence, and together they built a life filled with mutual respect and joy. Jack remained a cautionary tale, a reminder of what happens when betrayal and deceit take the place of love and loyalty. He occasionally reached out to Claire, but she never responded. She had closed that chapter of her life for good. In the end, Claire's story wasn't just about revenge, it was about transformation. She turned her pain into power, her heartbreak into hope, and her betrayal into a beacon for others. Her journey proved that even in the darkest moments, there's a chance for a new beginning, a brighter future, and a life lived on your own terms.